I'm the world's top jailbreak master. I have to defecate about 10 times but every time I defecate, I don't wipe my bottom. I ball up some toilet, wet it and squeeze out excess. Next, use toothstick, then wrap it and squeeze it. And voile fay, a jail cell key is made. When the guard unlocks my handcuffs, I secretly slide the paper ball into the lock. Even if it's locked, I can push open the window from inside and reach the outside electronic lock. Then, I crush them, tear off wax lid, quietly stick it to the guard and presses the password. I then figure out the 4-digit code, and after testing 1,000, I finally unlock the cell. That's just the first step. The escape. Real challenge is getting past the wall. From the moment I prison, I start observing and discovered a critical fire station next to solitary fine. So, eventually fight, and by doing, I end in solid. I noticed that when the prisoner returned from their exercise session, the guards get a 7 break. That means the monitoring room is unattended. So, I unlock my cell, change the surveillance footage, crawl and enter the fire station in disguise. Then, I contact the outside. At the agreed time, my accomplices blow up a car outside the prison. The whole place goes into chaos. I hide under a fire truck, and no one notices I'm on the getaway car. But the fire truck turns back toward the prison, and I find myself face to face with the warden. I admit everything, but it turns out I'm not a criminal. I'm a jailbreak expert, hired to test the secure prison. This is the 100th prison I've conquered, and I even wrote a book about it called The Man Who Can't Be Locked Up Forever. Right after the book was published, CIA agents showed up, asking me to test a mysterious private prison, one for high-risk criminals, and it's incredibly dangerous. 50 million on the line. How else? This mission came sure I summarized and escaped. My accomplices injected a tracker in my arm, but as soon as I stepped outside, I was hit with a stun. Before I could react, I was thrown into a car, used a metal detector to find the tracker, took it out with a knife, and then gave me another shot of anesthesia, and I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I felt disoriented. In front of me was a prison I had never seen before, a suspended glass cell, no privacy at all, guards wearing black masks, fully armed, and I couldn't find a single. Worst part was that the security here was so tight, it sent chills down my spine. When I met the warden, I handed over my escape, but he ignored me and ordered that I be heavily guarded. That's when I realized I'm tricked for a top jailbreak expert. This was nothing. During exercise, I began searching an escape, but how could a newcomer not be watched? A bald guy picked fight, and I punched him in the face. Just when things were about to get ugly, a man stepped forward to stop us. From the bodyguards behind me, I could tell he had high status in the prison. He approached me, but I wasn't interested in talking. However, I didn't. Soon enough, this man named Arno. After a few days of observing, I realized it was impossible to escape a glass cell. So I decided to check out solitary confinement. Arno saw my volunteer. The moment I agreed, punched me. While we were fighting, the guards stunned us. I was taken to solitary confinement. Before I could study, bright lights flooded. I endured the pain, began around the floor, looking at crack. By the time I confined, but I found the solution. This prison seemed, but I found Arno and told him I needed a metal. Once we found it, we could escape together. Arno, next second, he told the guards someone was escaped. Arno was taken. Interrogation. Warden questioned. He started babbling nonsense, insulting his mother. The warden was furious. Immediately ordered the guards to water, using high-pressure water to drown him. The warden calmly checked his watch. Only stop was near dead. But in the chaos, Arno managed to steal manhole cover and passed it trust and shared my. I'd noticed that the prison structure vertical, so it was like I heard water below the solitary. I suspect pipes that climbed. We could escape to the surface, I told Arno. You take care of the warden, I'll go find them. He agreed. Fight was about to start. The guards soon locked us in cell. I took out the metal piece I had shot and used the reflected light to eat. Seconds later, the pop quickly lifted all the stuffed some bread in and signaled Arno. He started shouting store, and the guards in the monitoring distracted, not noticing that I had blocked the camera bread. I seized the chance to display, crawling the tunnel, climbing up through the pipes. When I finally reached the top, the cover froze. This was a huge cruise ship. Prison was floating ocean, and armed soldiers filled the. How will I escape?